So today we're taking a look at the PXP3 Slim Station. This is a retro slash knockoff slash portableized Sega Genesis and Mega Drive third-party console that you can get on Amazon and eBay and a bunch of other places, AliExpress, etc. And it's well, let's turn it on and see what you think. Yeah, so the biggest problem with it, honestly, is the buttons. The buttons on the built-in controller are awful. They are the worst. They're extremely mushy, like incredibly so. You see me in this video hit buttons a couple of times, and that's because they don't register. I push the button and it doesn't register. The whole system is kind of, well, okay, so it's a $15-ish game console. Like, yeah, this thing is slapped together with the cheapest possible parts in plastic. It's very clear that it is not a high-quality device. So looking around the hardware, on the shelf, obviously we have the face buttons, there's a start button, and, resets on the left, start and select on the right, even though this is a Genesis clone. Also, the upper button on the face doesn't do anything. You can see how mushy these buttons are here when I press them. On the top of the console, we've got the cartridge slot, a USB mini for charging, as well as the most interesting part of this console, which is composite video out. So let's plug this into my scaler and see what kind of video output we can get from it. Okay, so at this point it's pretty clear that 100% of the sound emulation is incorrect. ADPCM samples are played back too quickly, at too high of a pitch, and all of the FM synthesis is completely out of tune somehow. Yeah, at this point I have a ton more recorded video for this. I'm not going to bother with any of it. There is one thing I was curious about. When you put another cartridge into the system, it does come with 2 cartridges, and when you put another one of these cartridges into the system, you get a different list of games and different awful background music. So I thought it might be fun to see what on earth these cartridges contain. If you look at the connector, the cartridge connector on the machine itself, you'll see that there's only about 6 pins that are actually connected. The rest of the edge connector is blank, is electrically unconnected. So why don't we just tear right into it and see what we have? Okay, so I'm going to tear into this cartridge just because the label is less interesting looking. I don't see any connectors. That's just a like mold release. It's just got a regular seam around the edge. So I think the easiest way in is going to be the most straightforward. So I'll just run a screwdriver along the edge here. This is the side of the cartridge that doesn't have contacts. So yeah, we're able to separate the cartridge plastic pretty easily. And just work it in here and get this tab released. There we go. And just pull it apart. And oh my god. There's nothing there. That's it. There's no chip. Just a couple of the traces are connected to other traces. Oh my god. I am literally staring at it in disbelief right now. I'm like, seriously, there's nothing on this thing. Not a thing. Nope. I'm just like, what on earth? How can this, what? All of the games that are on the system are on the system, and the cartridges simply tell it which list to load from just by connecting certain pins on that edge connector. So, if we turn it on with no cartridge, we get the lovely, awful menu music. Plug this cartridge in, and wow. Just wow. This thing. Of course, because these aren't real cartridges, you can just remove them and it continues working. So, final verdict on the PXP3 Slim Station. Avoid. Avoid at all costs. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not buy this console. It is complete garbage. Everything it does incorrectly. The cartridge slot isn't a real cartridge slot. The LCD screen, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but the LCD screen doesn't actually scale the games correctly, and has a horribly small viewing angle. And games run too slowly when you connect it to composite video out. And the sound, how did you make sound that bad? Genesis emulators have been getting the Genesis's FM chip, the OPM, correct for years. I think decades at this point. How did you mess that up? Like, that actually takes effort to do. So yeah, final verdict on the PXP3 Slim Station. Do not buy it. Do not buy it for a friend. You could buy it for a frenemy. Or as a gag gift. It would work pretty well for that, considering their price and how awful they are. Just don't do it to yourself. Just don't. Just avoid it and live happily ever after, not having to know that this system exists. Have a great day, and thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked what you saw on this channel. Thanks, and I'll see you around.